Welcome to this special episode of Mistress of Change, brought to you by Preeminence Rising platform and magazine. We are going to be talking something that ladies love today, which is beauty and health and well-being, and mostly agelessness and rejuvenation. Now, if you know anything about me, you know that I've been on this path of well-being for some time. But I have deepened my path for the last 2 years, since I really started to realize that there is so much evidence out there that we can reverse our aging. And as somebody who is passionate about high performance, achievement, fulfilling dreams, that to me is a prerequisite. It is staying as vital and beautiful and dynamic and strong and gorgeous and magnetic as I possibly can. So I have brought my gorgeous, fabulous friend in today to talk to us about. We're going to share on this because we are up to something pretty exciting, and we both want to share it with you because we know that you should be in on it. So without further ado, let me introduce to you the luminous and brilliant and gorgeous Sandra Biskind, who has been a teacher of spiritual wisdom and success and fulfillment for many years, and is now steering her way using all of that wisdom and this new path that we're going to talk to you about. So first of all, welcome, my beautiful friend.
Wow, thank you very, very much. What an incredible and enthusiastic, wondrous way to introduce someone. I'm going to take it because I actually have spent 50 years really dedicated to my own spiritual enlightenment and wholeness. By the way, that word's much more important than the word enlightenment and wholeness, and really looking at and working with masters all over the world for really over 50 years, and deciding that we have the power within us to say yes to us, to say yes to the miracle of having this incredible body, not needing to do what everybody thought it would do. In other words, we're kind of on this paradigm busting shift. And I love this because I know even before I discovered this incredible technology and something amazing happened for me, what for me was that people would say, "Oh, I suppose you meditate, do you? You've got that luminous look about you," like kind of putting me down a little bit. And I'm going, "Yeah, as a matter of fact, every day, and I teach meditation, and I this is what my life is. You know, this is a life dedicated to really empowering people to show up as the highest possible frequency that we can so that we can live the best life we can. In other words, making sure that we show up as the best version of who we are every moment of every day. And as a leader, and I know that you are all leaders, every single being that is on this planet is a leader, even though most people don't think they are. The fact is that you are. And I know that we all have a mission and purpose. And by the way, your mission and purpose, Jenni, is like, woo, right out here. It's the light that you're emanating is allowing people to see what your mission and purpose is. And I feel the same way for me, especially recently. And that is that as leaders, we want to be guardians of the light. We want to bring through light that is an inspiration to people worldwide, and to understand that we can level the playing field in our own health and be empowered by the scientific breakthroughs that have happened now to actually heal ourselves and have our bodies do the work with this special tool. So, Jenni, I introduced you to something that for me has become, in the 68 years of my life on this planet so far, has become the most exciting, the most incredible, passionate, and mission driven discovery that I could possibly have come across. Can you imagine that I have spent all these years doing quantum corrections for people, getting them neutral to emotional stress and trauma, and really correcting them to be not to be triggered to this, to help them become pain free. And all of a sudden, here it is. I've got this patch technology that does exactly the same thing. And so for me, I feel like I've been blessed by the invention of rocket scientist and inventor David Schmidt. I was thinking about this interview this morning and I thought, you know what? It was Nikola Tesla, and he was the genius who was known as the man who lit up the world. He said many years ago that if when scientists focus on energy, vibration, and frequency, they will move further in a decade than they have up until this moment. And I was thinking of it and I'm going, exactly. It was almost like a prophecy. And this scientist has focused on energy, vibration, frequency of light, of bringing the light and working with the light of our own body. No drugs, no chemicals, no injections, nothing that isn't natural on any level. And all of a sudden, our bodies are being activated to do what the body was meant to do, which is regenerate, rejuvenate, strengthen, and renew. And this is a technology that I know you're passionate about, and I want every person on the planet to experience it and to have access to it. I'd love to hear about what you're feeling like. It's been about 6 months since you've been using this LifeWave patch technology, right? And tell me about what's happening for you.
Well, I was an easy yes when you introduced this to me anyway, because I've realized that as leaders, as you pointed out, is that we need all our energy and our beauty, grace, elegance, everything to be able to do the work that humanity needs to heal. And there is technology to help us. So you introduced me to this 6 months ago. I've already been on the path to taking great care of my health for many, 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 many years. But this is a whole new level. So I do all of the right things like alkaline diet and exercise and positive mindset and high frequency lifestyle and all of those things. And what I am noticing now is that I do actually, after 6 months, I look younger, and that people are starting to comment. My daughter's commented on it twice in the last 2 weeks. She's she's just peering at me through WhatsApp and saying, you look so radiant and you look so pretty. And I've also done a double take in the mirror several times over the last month and thought something's changed. So something's changed, as women who take care of themselves, you get used to, where every line is, every fold, every kind of little imperfection. And there was almost, I would say there was a reversal. It was like everything kind of stopped and then started to go back. And that, Sandra, I would not have believed possible is that I actually am starting to look younger. Not only am I starting to look younger, I feel 10 years younger, and I wasn't feeling bad before it. For example, this morning I did my I often do a circuit in the woods in the morning, and I take 2 6-pound weights with me in my arms to work my arms out. And this morning it was so easy for me. I actually ran up a steep slope with these 2 6-pound weights in both my arms, and I do bench presses on slopes. And this morning I was like, wow, this is just getting better and better and better. So
well, there are 2 magic words, aren't there? Stem cells. Because just think about it. From the age of 25, our stem cells start degrading. That's the bad news. And by the time we're 60 plus, we have hardly any left. And that's why you see people, they can look pretty fabulous, look fabulous, and feel strong and healthy. And then all of a sudden they get to a particular age and everything seems to, I'm doing this because I'm going, everything seems to just get smaller, more wrinkled. And that's because our stem cells are not being activated, regenerated, and we're in pain because there is pain associated with being in a body, mentally, physically, emotionally. We all know that, and especially the last few years, we've all felt that. And so when you put one of these patches on and it reflects your own light back into your system and tells the system to activate copper peptide. Now, can you believe this? We are so blessed. Scientists worldwide for the last 6 decades have been actually working to try to figure out how to activate copper peptide, because they know when you activate the copper peptide, it elongates our telomeres, which are the aging markers. It regenerates stem cells, starts producing new stem cells, and cleans up and clears up the stem cells that have been compromised by oxidation and stress and everything like that. Plus, it's resetting 4,000 of our genes to a stronger, healthier, younger state. So if you imagine that this little thing is doing all of that, and it was given a patent, which is very hard to get and very expensive. This LifeWave X39 patch, stem cell patch, was given a patent within 11 months because they could prove that as soon as you put it on the skin, the blood changes. In other words, the blood has been activated to produce copper peptide, which then does all of this other things. That's why when you look at yourself, you go, hang on a minute. And yes, when whatever age we're at, the longer it will take, because obviously the body is having to now catch up. So that's why and boy, you are a die-hard girl. For you to do what you said you were doing in the morning, up the slope with a 6 pound, I don't know many people at 60 that can do that. But we're going to reverse that, right? We're going to have that people can be as strong as they want to be. And it's going to happen when you start activating your own body's ability to do what it needs to do, to sleep better, to activate the liver's ability to produce glutathione, which is the master antioxidant, and it's the master immune system booster, which, let's face it, if you've got a really healthy, strong immune system right now, you're in a really good place compared to the rest of the world, right? And so there's this detox happening. There's a glutathione, there's a carnosine patch that actually is proven that that's going to strengthen our organs up to 40% within 6 weeks. Now, just think about your lungs, liver, heart, and brain. Just think about those, let alone everything, let alone your skin, right? Because that's the biggest organ in our body. Can you imagine all of a sudden that they are 40% stronger now and more able to cope with everything that's going on in the planet? I feel like this scientist, he released this stem cell patch in 2019. 2022, he's just released a brand new stem cell patch that is really dedicated to athletic performance, heart, brain. And I'm going, hang on, this is a bit coincidental, isn't it? Like, not really. Because this man, like Einstein, talked about divine guidance and that everything he was getting was from divine guidance. This man says, yes, he thought he was a good scientist, but now he realizes he's a good listener. So he's getting this divine guidance just before 2020 to bring out a stem cell patch that was going to activate brain enhancement, overall health and well-being, emotional pain release, rapid wound healing. And then in 2022, when things have really hotted up and things are happening that we never ever thought in our lifetime we would see, now he's brought this one out that is to help stop blood clotting, that is to help the heart perform stronger, better, healthier, the brain, cognition, and the messages between the brain and the heart, which they're always communicating anyway. I mean, the Heart Math Institute has proven that the heart is sending messages to the brain that the brain reacts to. It takes the orders from the heart, right? So this is such exciting time that we're alive, because there's so much science out there now that's saying, hey, there's these old paradigms, these old belief systems that are not true. They were never true, but we did believe them. And that's okay, because right now we're being shown that when you do focus on high frequency technology, for our own body's sake, our mind, our emotional state, then we have the power to be empowered, to not only be the light that is coming from us, but to use the light to activate full body healing. I could talk about this for a week because I've had so many things happen for me. I'm just going to let you know one of them that happened to me 2 days ago. I've got two brand new baby girls. I'm a nana to two 3-month-old twins, and one of them is very unwell. She's having trouble breathing. Her lungs, they were preemies. Her lungs are not developed. She's vomiting up all the food. I mean, this is a really dire straight thing. So we're not allowed to cook in the kitchen anymore because we can't turn the gas on. So we're outside barbecuing the entire dinner, everything. And I've got the beans and the spinach on the barbecue, just in the normal pan that I would use on the hob. And I walk out, and unbeknownst to me, of course, the lid had been down. So it was an oven. I walk out, the lid's up, and I go, oh, let me check the beans. Boom. And I grab the steel handle of the pan, and I have my entire hand is red raw, like this jacket. The pain was phenomenal. I don't know, I wanted to cry. It was that bad. I went into the freezer, I grabbed the ice cream, which was about my hand size. I just held on to the ice cream container to cool it down, and I put an Eon patch, which is for emotional trauma, stress, and inflammation, on the hand, on a part that didn't have burn on it. So within about 2 to 3 hours, the pain had subsided a little bit, and I could just see that the red was going slightly. As soon as I got home, I put the X39 stem cell regeneration patch right here, the part that hadn't been burnt. All of this was the same color as my jacket. I woke up in the morning with my hand looking like this. No pain, no burn, no nothing. And that was like 8 to 10 hours after a really bad burn. And I'm thinking, okay, this is the magic and the miracles that we can expect from stem cell regeneration. And can you imagine, as a mother, a nana or a papa or a father, that if you had these patches in your medicine cabinet, and that when one of your children or your elderly parents, if anything happened to them, you could simply go, here, water, patch, heal. And there's no drugs, no chemicals, nothing. And you've started a process that is reversing the aging of the body. I mean, truly, it's the most fabulous thing. We had been locked down for a while in California, and after 12 months, I was finally able to go to the pool. And one woman came up to me and said, okay, who's the surgeon? And I said, what are you talking about? She goes, come on, who's the surgeon that you went to for your facelift? And I went, oh. And I said, oh, here. This is my surgeon. My stem cell patches are my surgeon. All I had done for the 12 months since she hadn't seen me was wear these. And she actually said, but you're almost 70. What's happening? Your jaw's tighter, your skin's, you have had a facelift. She wouldn't let go. And I just smiled and went, okay, okay. So now I call my X39 and my X49 patches, the LifeWave patches, X-Men. They're my superheroes when it comes to being healthy, strong, vital, being able to recover rapidly after exercise, being able to do rapid wound healing. I mean, I've got testimonials from people that send me and say to me, thank you for changing my life. Thank you. I had one woman from Hawaii. This is a bit of a heartbreaker in that she had a shocking immune system disease. It was irreversible. And the doctors just said, we cannot do a thing for you. She had to tape her eyes open in order to see. She couldn't walk 3 steps without falling down. She actually couldn't do anything. She couldn't eat. She would regurgitate. All of her muscles were gone. We can't imagine, and Jenni, you with the strength that you have and emanate, we just cannot imagine what it would be like to have a debilitating disease like that. She was given the X39 stem cell patches, that's all, just the X39, and she wore them diligently every day for 8 months. And after 8 months, that she no longer has any sign of this disease. She can keep her eyes open. She can walk. She can eat. She is alive and living and breathing joy. And when she went back to her doctors, they were, I'm going to use the word flabbergasted. They were going, "This is not possible. This is a disease that there is no cure for." And yet, of course, when the body's own innate ability is activated to heal, the body can do miraculous things. Isn't that the most amazing story?
It is, and it demonstrates that these aren't just for reversing aging, but the healing qualities are so incredible. I know that my own partner David has been using them for about 3 or 4 months. He's got a dodgy knee that he's had for a very long time, and he is already starting to see the most incredible improvement. And he was quite skeptical, but because I said, try this, and he said, do you know what, I really think there's an improvement in my knee. So you know quite a few examples of athletes and people, and people at the top. There was a ballerina who recently claimed that her life had just been saved by these patches. Am I correct?
Wasn't that the most incredible story? I'm so glad you got to see that. We're watching a Nova was the name of the event, which was a LifeWave event. And this woman, this ballerina that looked like an angel or a fairy, all dressed in pink like a ballerina, in a pink room with pink everything. I was just like, wow, look at this. And she was a ballerina. There was this regal grace to her. And she had danced all over the world. And she actually said she had her leg above her head, one leg above her head she was holding on to, which ballerinas can do. And she felt something give. And she actually couldn't put the leg down. She had to hold the leg and maneuver it around to get it down. And she had completely, I don't know what the wound was, but it was like the doctor said, you will never dance again. And this is gone. Like there was something that she tore or broke that was like, no, it's gone. And this girl, talk about never give up. She actually had dance classes, and she would lie on the floor and teach them dancing. I mean, in the wheelchair and teach dancing. She was not giving up on her dream. And she started using the X39 stem cell regeneration patch, X49. And she said that after months of using them, she is now dancing all over the world as though that had never happened. And again, doctors, surgeons, everybody are just, doctors and surgeons get quite flustered when this happens, because they're so they've learned a particular way of being and doing, which is great for that particular way of being and doing, but that's almost like the mind can't comprehend that the body is capable of doing this, or that a drug and chemical free patch that is an organic crystalline structure of water, glucose, oxygen and amino acids can actually activate a healing process. But we know that they can, because it's happening for millions of people worldwide. But when you hear a ballerina say that I've got my dream life back, I was crying. I don't know about you, but I was so crying. And Jenni, you have a focus that is very similar to mine. I knew as a small child that I was here to help end suffering. That it was not just a mission, it was an innate drive that I have. I even feel emotional talking about it, because it was actually who I am rather than what I'm here to do. And I remember speaking with this divine being who called himself Jesus at the age of 3. And he was saying to me, you're a child of God and that you're love. And you're here and you're going to tell everybody else that that's who they are too. You're going to tell the truth. And I'm like, at 3, oh, of course, because at 3 you believe everything. And this being just came with so much love and luminosity and light. And so right from a very young age, I've understood what it is to be a high frequency being of love. So at 66, to discover that there is this high frequency divinely downloaded, and there's so much love poured into these patches that's going into the system, talking to the body, changing our frequency, changing the way we think and feel. I mean, can you imagine that this scientist has thought of every part of the human body, mind and emotion and our soul as to what do we need next? I don't think it's a coincidence that the first stem cell patch came onto the planet in 2019 and this next one 2022. And I've got an interview with David coming up at the end of March in an event called Heal. And these are questions that I'm going to ask him, like put him on the spot. Is this a coincidence? Like, were you guided to bring this onto the planet at this time? Because for me, it's like, hang on a minute, we're going through a time in our lives that humanity would never think they would go through. In the 40s, during that war, the whole world didn't understand what was happening, but it was happening. Now the whole world is going through something very similar in that, we're being told what to do, how to do it, when to do it. And a lot of it doesn't bring about our own healing. A lot of it doesn't. Like, a lot of it's not based in science. We understand that. We're logical. We understand that if you don't have vitamin D from the sun, if you don't get outside, if you don't exercise, if you don't drink alkaline water, like really clear, pure water, if you don't eat nutritious food and get enough sleep, then obviously you're not going to be a healthy human being, right? You add stem cell production in your body to that and all of the other things that these patches do, you're going to have a body and a being who is going to be happy to be alive, that you can wake up in the morning and you can smile. You can wake up in the morning and go, oh, I'm so grateful to be alive. And what does my skin look like today? And there's all of this that's happening. I've noticed my own mental clarity has improved. My ability to work longer hours for more people is just, oh, that's okay. I'm doing 12-hour shifts with 2 babies and a 4-year-old at the moment and working. And like, that would have been unheard of for me 2 years ago. And I don't know, I just feel like I look and feel better than I did 20 years ago. And I know that's a big saying, but when you're in your own body, you know how you feel, you know how strong you are. Is your back straight? Can you hold it up? Like, what's going on inside your body? You must tap into mindfulness, right? And you use awareness to do that. So become aware of what the signals are that your body is sending you. What is it that the body needs? What is it that the mind and your emotional status needs in order to live and show up as the best version of you? The moment you start becoming mindful and listening to your body, taking deep breaths and putting yourself into a meditative state and giving thanks for divine guidance, the moment you start doing all of these things that line up and you add this LifeWave light energy technology, you will feel such an improvement in your whole beingness that you'll wonder why this wasn't on the planet me 40 years ago. Like, please, David, couldn't you have done this 40 years ago? But, at the age of 100, I feel like I'll be sitting here talking like this, looking great, because of the dedication of that human being to bringing this incredible healing technology onto the planet.
Yes, and I will add to that, because I was thinking this week, as it was my birthday, my 63rd birthday yesterday, how like a few hundred years ago we could never have looked like this and done what we were doing, and we would possibly not be here anymore, because the longevity is extending. And I was just contemplating how long I have, and kind of trying to getting a feel of that. I was like, okay, well, 20 years is going to be absolutely no problem whatsoever. So when I think back 20 years to my 40s, I go, that's actually a really long time. So I've got plenty of time. And then I thought, well, let's push that. Let's just add another 10 years to, so, 93. And I'm like, 30 years. What does 30 years feel like? Thought back 30 years to when I first came to France. And I'm like, that is actually a really long time. And I've got all that time. And then I thought, why don't I push that a little bit more and think, oh, 103 and 40 more years? Yes, please. And like you, I'll just double dare you to have this conversation to just like,
Wait, and Jenny, the thing is, you don't want to have those 40 years when you're degenerating
yeah,
and when you've got heart disease or your Alzheimer's or you can't walk up that hill or around the block. You want to have 40 more years where you're feeling strong, healthy, and you're still being an inspiration, not only to yourself, but the rest of the world, right?
absolutely. So what I would invite anybody who is just set up, for whom this has truly resonated, first of all, there will be links shared, whatever social platform this goes out on, we will have links with it. If it's on a podcast that you're listening to or you're here somewhere, please email me at Jenni with an I, Jenni at Jenni-p.com. Jenni with an I, Jenni-p.com for more information. Because if we give you links now, that's not the point. What we're inviting you to do is to come into our world, is to come into our universe. We're both leaders. We have communities. We have so many resources. We give so much value. You do beautiful quantum meditations. I have my magazine platform. We are actually here, both of us, to support you in your journey to live your highest life. So we are absolutely connected in that mission, as we've said. So this isn't just a sales call. This is an invitation for you to come with us and dedicate yourself to your highest life and your health in this world that is unspeakably disruptive, and who knows where it's going. But this technology we're talking about and our support and the resources we've got will enable you to transcend everything with immunity, with healing, with beauty, with mindfulness, with everything that we can give you. So from my heart to whoever's listening to this, come into our world, House of Preeminence, Jenni at jenni.p.com, follow the links, and Sandra can share her links as well, and come into our world and devote yourself to your highest life, because you will never, ever look back. Am I right, Sandra?
Well, you've just brought up something incredible. I'm going, oh, gee, because I've been in business for 50 years in different global award-winning businesses, by the way. And this business is the most precious business for me. This is where I get to collaborate with people like you, Jenni. I get to care for and support people who are of a frequency and consciousness that are really looking to be the best version of themselves and to actually help humanity at the same time. So for me, being able to collaborate and care, support, and love people in this business, this has been my husband. I get off these calls and my husband Daniel goes, "Oh my God, you're glowing." I go, "Yeah, because I'm here doing what I'm meant to do. I'm letting people know who they are. I'm letting people know how easy it is to be more than who they think they are." So Jenni, I want to thank you for bringing this platform to the world with your magazine, with your big heart, with your demonstrated action of what 63, and congratulations, by the way. Your 63 revolutions around the sun has been inspirational for a lot of people, including me. So I just want to say thank you for doing this, because some people they get a technology, or they, for instance, with me, I put on live events and do a lot of things, and they love it so much. They don't want to share it with their friends and family. They want to keep it for themselves. And here we are. We've got something that we want to give to the world. And you're saying, yes, world, come come in and join this high frequency family where you're going to get more care, more love, and more support than you ever thought possible.
And more
And
abundance.
so thank you. Thank you.
And more abundance.
Well, hang on a minute. Abundant, more is my mantra. More love, more joy, more wonder, more curiosity, more family, more friends, and more of every good thing, more money, more abundance. Because we have to pay the rent. We have to do all of the things that human beings need to do on the planet, and we have to have fun. And quite frankly, you need an exchange to do that. So, yeah, I'm very excited about the checks I get every month from sharing this technology.
Wonderful. So it's up to you now, folks. So come and join us. We've had this invitation. There's so much more for you there. And I just want to thank you so much, Sandra, for being such a light, and sharing this technology in the way that you are, and bringing all of yourself to this. We have so many solutions for people's pain and people's sadness and their confusion in this time, and it starts with a little email or clicking on the link below, and
well,
so
your
much.
soul has already said yes, so all you have to do is get your body to do the rest.
That's
I
right.
love you. God bless.
So take care, and we will see you very soon. Lots of love. Bye bye.